Hello, nerds!
Hello, nerds!
Hello, nerds!
Hello, nerds!
Hello, nerds!
Hello, nerds!
Hello, nerds! Hello, nerds!
Hello, nerds!
Hello, nerds!
Hello, nerds! Nerds for humanity. I tell you what, man. We started yesterday, super excited. And then, of course, by the evening, a lot of us pro-Biden supporters got super depressed. This morning, we started getting more optimistic. And right now, it's looking way, way better. So I figured I'd jump on to the live stream. I actually, because Nerdstradamus knew that this was going to be an exciting week, I actually took several vacation days off from work so that I could do a few more streams as we are doing it. So the boys, I appreciate that you appreciate these streams because I love the data. Where's my little data gong? Let's get it. Let's get the gong going, baby. Let's bring the data. Woo! Data. Okay, here we go. Why did I decide to jump on right now? Well, because Michigan, mofos, Michigan is in the house. All right, let's take a look at the map. So this is the map right now. It's 253. And you can see that we're only about 17 electoral votes from the big prize. And of course, if you get to 270, it may not be the most beautiful thing. It may not be the biggest victory ever, but it would be a victory. And so because of that, you have to ask yourself, like, okay, well, how close are we getting? What do we need to kind of clinch the deal? So let's take a look for a second at the big change is we got Michigan and we got Wisconsin. And last night, it did not look like we were. And it's agreed, not a landslide. Wisconsin won that bad boy by a huge 20,000 votes, which, by the way, is exactly the margin that Donald Trump beat Hillary Clinton. So, a little karma there for old Donald. But, that was a hard-fought win. Those 10 electoral votes were not easy. 49.4% to an impressive 48.8% by Donald Trump. And then Michigan, again, not a massive win. Looks like about 67,000 votes difference out of a total 5.3 million cast. So extremely close, 49.8 to 48.6. But we'll take it. And those turn blue, and they get the hash mark because they were states that Trump carried and defeated Hillary in. And so now that leaves a 17 electoral vote gap. How might you get there? Well, one way is you win Nevada, which has 6, and Biden is ever so slightly ahead, 8,000 votes ahead, or 7,600, frankly, 7,650. So he's super, super close. And there's only 86% of votes reported. So there's certainly over, 150,000 votes to go. But if Biden held on to it, he would get the 6 electoral votes, which means you need to find, but that's not going to get you to the 17, right? You need 17 to get to 270. You need 17 to get to 270. So if you get 6, where could you get another 11? Oh, like it was made for this. good old Arizona iced tea, baby. 11 electoral votes. And in that one, you have a very comfortable, I don't know if I'd call it comfortable, but in 2020, it would be a comfortable lead. It's a lead, 1.4 million to 1.3 million. There's still probably about 100,000 plus votes to go. Maybe actually 300,000, maybe 400,000 votes to go. So those late votes, it's possible they could surge for Trump. But what we've been seeing is that the votes that get counted late are often the votes that were mailed in early, or just a higher percentage of mail-in votes, which tend to favor Biden, since Biden had been encouraging his supporters to vote early and mail, whereas Trump had been encouraging his supporters to vote on the day of, which is why you saw a lot of those red mirages start to kind of fade away. So if we pick up Nevada and Arizona, like, it's a done deal. Now, I will say that you could argue that, well, what would happen if we didn't pick up those two states? So let's do a little scenario planning and see what would happen if we, for some reason, just very barely lost, let's say, Nevada. So let's go to our forecasting. And let's say that we give Nevada actually to Trump. We give Arizona to Biden. Okay. And we've got Wisconsin and Michigan. And we give Florida to Trump. We give Georgia to Trump. We give North Carolina to Trump. And we give Pennsylvania to Biden. He gets it. Then he gets over 270. Now, we've got Iowa and Ohio both going Trump, so we'll fill those in for old Trumpy. But you see, you get to 284 even if you don't win Nevada. And if you don't win Arizona, you still get to 270. So you either take Pennsylvania and forget about Nevada and Arizona, or you give Trump Pennsylvania, but then you take Nevada and Arizona for a beautiful, big, beautiful 270. So, yeah, I just wanted to give you all a quick update. I don't think this needs to be a super long stream. Just wanted to tell you that, oh, Matt Matei with the super sticker. Thank you, my brother. I'm going to give you the Swiss bell. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it, buddy. So yeah, that's the TLDR. Oh, we got another super chat here. Patrick Dunn. Well, dude, I this is like the Super Bowl for a political junkie like myself. Certainly, I mean, the fact that we might win and it came so close in a weird way is kind of like my nirvana. Now, if it were really close and then we lost, like when the Seahawks lost to the Patriots in Super Bowl 49, that would suck. But if it's more like, that kind of last second win, that's just brilliant. So, should we feel like we have President-elect Biden? No, because Nevada, it still has 14% that haven't been counted. Arizona still has 14% that haven't been counted. Like, we lose both of these and then we don't win Pennsylvania. And frankly, Pennsylvania is 84% counted. And, we're still behind. Now, we're not behind as much as we were last night. But, Trump is still ahead by a good 300,000 votes. And, there's about 700,000 to count. So you never know what's going to happen in Pennsylvania. And so that remains to be seen. Now, is there a path if we win North Carolina, and Georgia. Let's do a little projection here and see if there's another scenario. Okay, what would happen if we don't win Nevada? Give that to old Trumpy. And we don't win Pennsylvania. But what would happen if we do win Georgia? And, then we're good. We're good. So even if we lose Nevada, if we hold on to Arizona and then pick up Georgia, now you may be wondering, like, well, why are you talking about Georgia? We haven't talked about Georgia in a long time. Well, I'll tell you why. Let me show you the results. I mean, Georgia is looking, let's see. It wasn't looking super close last night, but right now you've got Trump ahead by about 70,000 votes. And there's 250,000 to count. So if you gave 200,000 to Biden and 500,000 to Trump, you could basically exceed that gap. You know, you got it's not guaranteed. It's certainly you'd rather be Trump than Biden in Georgia, but I think the thing with these kind of gray states is that as the counting goes on, it tends to favor the candidate that had more mail-in ballots, because there's just less rapid in-person ballots to count, and we know those generally biased for Trump. So that's why Georgia could give us another path, and North Carolina, ooh, yeah, that's really close as well. So, I mean, net, I would say there's a variety of avenues to getting to 270 for old Biden. Like, look at this. Okay, so we did the one where Biden wins Nevada and Arizona, and he gets a hole in one, basically. Oh, let's not give him Georgia. Yeah, then he gets the hole in one. He gets 270. So you just take these two states and you're done. Let Trump have Georgia. Let Trump have North Carolina. Let Trump have Pennsylvania. Don't matter. Don't matter. Okay, so that's one. Another one is you leave Nevada to Trump, but you pick up, let's say, Georgia. Boom, you're at 280, right? Or you leave Nevada to Trump, but you pick up North Carolina. Boom, 279. Done, President Biden. Or you leave Nevada to Trump, and you even let Trump have North Carolina and South Carolina, but you pick up Pennsylvania, even nicer, 284. So we win Pennsylvania. We win North Carolina, Georgia, and you hold on to Arizona, you're in like Flynn. So, yeah, I mean, is it time to bust out the freaking champagne? Hell no. Cardin Ellis is saying that Trump won. I lived in Argentina and experienced firsthand corrupt elections. This is no different. We have third world elections now. Cardin Ellis is not happy. Cardin's not happy with these results. I'm sorry, bro. I know how you feel, man. I felt like this last night. Now but I will tell you this. If the reverse happened, if Biden was in the lead yesterday, and then as the votes started getting counted, Trump surged ahead and actually barely beat Biden, would we say there was funny business? Maybe. You know, if I had to be honest, I don't really trust Trump. But I think I would still be like, well, look, the results are the results kind of thing. Like, you have to, at some point, you have to trust the system that doesn't need to be perfect, but I mean, if we're saying that there was active efforts to like create ballots or miscount them, I mean, that would be a controversy of unprecedented scale, and I just don't think it would happen. So, any rate, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. This will be a short. Oh, but let me ask you guys this: if you are in the Yang Gang, or if you like Andrew Yang, or you're like, hey, an Andrew Yang guy, like I didn't want him for president, but I like his ideas. He's not crazy. Let me show you. I've got a petition going on where we're trying to, we have over 2,000 signatures now, that Joe Biden should offer Andrew Yang a high-ranking cabinet role. And, basically the idea is like we're going to need to heal this country. We're going to need new ideas. And Joe's going to need fresh perspectives. And Andrew Yang brings all of that to the table, plus energy, plus the Yang Gang support. And he would probably help Biden with either a basic income, pilots, or with our tech kind of strategy as a country, or maybe reforming kind of our vocational education. There's a lot of things that Yang could do to be helpful. So if, whether you like Biden or not, if he does win and you do like Yang and you want Yang to have options, then go to tinyurl.com/Biden, Yang-cabinet. I'll put that in the chat. And also I will put it right here. So go ahead and sign and share that petition. And then the last thing I'm going to do is just do a quick Ask Me Anything and see if there's any quick questions. Cardin is saying, you don't understand the danger of a populace that doesn't trust its own elections. Yeah, man. I may not understand it as well as you do, but I don't think the president has done a lot to increase trust in our elections. I mean, if there's real evidence, like I know the president talked about there was a dumpster full of 50,000 ballots in some river in Texas, but like, if that's the case, like show us the dumpster and let's get the FBI to investigate this immediately. But you can't, I don't think it's right to just kind of make these accusations without any evidence. You can't, I don't think it's fair for the president to say, well, people are saying there is a waste paper basket full of Trump ballots, with my name on it or something. That's my view. Let's see. Sweet Cumulonimbus. I think he would be a great addition, Yang. Thank you, Sweet Cumulonimbus. Cumulonimbus. Well, sweet Cumulonimbus. I cannot say that name. Crikes. Well, thank you for the super chat, though. And I appreciate that you think Yang would be a good member of the cabinet. Frankly, would we, if Trump offered Yang a cabinet role, be tempting. It'd actually be tempting. Okay. So let's see if there's any other questions. Oh, Dragon's not happy. He feels like the communists won. Okay. And then, yeah, Lydia, again, it's like one of those field goals where it kind of hits the posts and then comes back in. Like it's not a beautiful win, but it could be a win. So let's just take that shit. All right. JLS Samsa, who is winning? Biden appears to be winning. He certainly has more paths to 270. He hasn't hit it yet, but I feel like Biden has pocket jacks and he's got top pair on the board right now, but we haven't seen the turn in the river. Whereas Trump, may have, queen, king, but nothing's matching up for him. Okay, so that's the poker answer, but the short answer is that Biden appears to be winning. Anyone sell Honda parts? Nope. Not me. Although Hondas are great cars. They do last a long time. All right, let's see. All right. I think those are all the questions for me. If you have any more questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. I'll take another scan and then we'll sign off. Oh, Garrett. Can you do YouTube Insider again? Well, my friend, I changed projects at work. So I don't work at YouTube anymore. But I support that team and I know they're doing great work. So, but I miss doing the channel as well. I'm glad I have this channel to kind of keep my creative juices going. Brandon Tapadio, Sleepy Joe is daddy. Sleepy Joe is life. Well, you know what? Sleepy Joe, he's not the most exciting candidate in the world. I feel you. But a lot of us felt like Donald Trump was a little bit, how should we say, intemperate, imprecise with his facts and numbers. And I think a lot of us also had concerns about that Biden team, about the Trump team, with McEnany and Jared and Ivanka and Barr. A lot of people didn't really like that team. Okay, let's see. But I feel you. Anthony O'Neill says, what are the chances of violence in the streets? Genuinely nervous. Well, there is a scenario. If Biden wins, Trump is going to have to choose, in my opinion. He's going to have to ask himself, do I take the high road and ensure a peaceful transition of power? And let's even give Trump the benefit of the doubt. Maybe there were some irregularities, but perhaps they were around the edges, not enough to change the outcome of the election. Does he make a huge stink about it and sort of encourage his supporters to raise all heck? Or does he sort of graciously step aside and say, I'm not happy with the outcome, but the people have spoken. And while there were certain things I'm especially not happy with, I don't think it would have changed the outcome. And therefore, I wish President-elect Biden, the best success in his term, in the interest of our whole country moving forward. Now is a time to come together. Now is a time to unify as Americans. Now, Trump could say that. However, if he doesn't, and if he sort of takes a different tack and really fires up the Trump trains and really gets people pissed off, then there could be violence for sure. Anthony Marlowe says, we must push forward for UBI no matter what. Thank you, Tom, for your hard work for Yang. Yang was right. I agree. Anthony, let's see if we get Yang in that cabinet. Please sign the petition and share it. And I actually just tweeted out to the co-chairs of the Biden transition team, and then I CC'd all of the advisory board to let them know we have 2,000 signatures and counting. The page number one, I've been following your channel from the beginning. Thank you for all your hard work. Oh, thank you, the page number one. We started this channel back in March of 2019, and it's been a really fun ride, and I'm super excited about Yang 2024. And I think that one way to get there is to get Yang some kind of White House experience and some more national exposure. So certainly excited about that. Okay, I think with that said, let's take one last look in case any new numbers have come in, and then we'll sign off. And please, if you find these updates helpful, do me a solid, subscribe to the channel, and like and share this video. Would really, really appreciate it. So let's go to the latest numbers in case anything came in the last 20 minutes when we started. Okay, we've got Nevada, still 86% reporting Biden up by 8,000. Slim lead. You've got Arizona, more comfortable lead. Biden up by close to 100,000. 14% of votes still not yet counted. Pennsylvania, you have Trump up by, I feel like that has changed. I think that lead has gotten a little smaller now. So now Trump is up by about 300,000, with 15% still to be counted, but Trump is ahead in Pennsylvania. North Carolina, you have Trump ahead by 70,000 votes. And there's only 5% left to count. So about 500,000 votes left. Trump with a 70,000 vote lead. That could get really tight. And Georgia, you have Trump ahead by 64,000 votes and a few hundred thousand, couple 100,000 left to count. So ultra tight in all races. Again, we need 17 for Biden if you want Biden to win. Or put another way, if you're a Trump supporter watching this, you need to block Biden from getting 17. He could get 17 with Nevada and Arizona combo. He could get more than 17 with just Pennsylvania. He could get 17 with North Carolina and one of Nevada, Arizona combo, or Georgia. And he could get it by just Georgia plus one of Nevada, Arizona combo. So hope you guys are enjoying following this as much as I am, man. This is good shit. With that, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I'm going to have my brother on in about an hour. He is... Oh, Andrew Norad says, can you answer my question I paid for, please? Yeah. Hold on, Andrew. Let me see if I can find it. I'm going to have to go to another user interface because the chat room kind of flies by, but don't worry. I'm going to stay on with you and access it 1 second in a different UI. So just stand by. I definitely don't want people paying for chats and me not answering those questions. So let's see. How do I find it very quickly? Viewer activity. Here we go. Anthony Marlowe, we must wait. Who was asking me the question? Shoot. Oh no. I'm gonna just review all of the paid chats right now. Okay, so we had Anthony Marlowe. Yang was right. The page number 1. I've been following your channel from the beginning. Thank you for all the hard work. Anthony Marlowe, we must push forward UBI no matter what. Thank you for your hard work for Yang. Yang was right. Andy O'Neill, what are the chances of violence in the streets, regardless of winner? I think if Biden wins, there is a chance of violence in the streets. If Trump wins, I think there would be less likely to be violence in the streets. Brandon Tapadio, Sleepy Joe is daddy, Sleepy Joe is life. Garrett Reviews, can you do YT Insider again? We miss you. Patrick Dunn, did you see Trump's tweets? Now he's claiming, okay, I will take a look at Trump's tweets right after I finish reading through the paid chats. Brandon Patio, how do you wipe when you poop? Ask me anything. Oh, I go towards the front. I go from the back to the front. Sweet Columbius, I think he would be a great addition. Yang Gang, Cardin, you don't understand. So, Andrew Nora, do I think chaos will arise? Chaos will only arise if Biden is elected, because I don't think Biden will encourage chaos if Trump is elected. We'll all be pissed, but he won't. Okay. Yang Deng. Biden needs 60 and 52% of the remaining votes in PA and Georgia. Votes have been coming in more than 2-1 for Biden. So that's another reason for optimism. Steve B., the Associated Press, already called Arizona for Biden. Matt Mathay says game over. And Patrick Dunn says thank you. Thank God for Tom, our Lord and Savior. All right. So now you guys are saying to look at Trump's tweets. So let's see. Oh, Bridget, did you see The Social Dilemma on Netflix? And what are your thoughts from a political standpoint? I did see it. I think for sure the platforms out there are designed to encourage content that people react and consume. And sadly, the kind of content that gets people fired up is often the content that people want to react to and consume. So as an example, my brother, who will be on the show shortly, loves reading about Antifa and BLM riots because that gets him fired up and he finds it very animating as a MAGA supporter. And that's why he sees a lot of that stuff in his Facebook feed, as an example. So, yeah, I think the social dilemma is that technology is giving people what they want. Sometimes what they want isn't the most kind of centered, balanced, moderate perspective. Matthew M. Excited about Yang 2024 as well, but concerned that you think Trump supporters are the ones inciting violence. Check your bias. Also, you are still great. I love your work. Well, thank you, Matthew M. Well, there's violence. We certainly saw violence during elements of the BLM protests. I should say that I separate the BLM protesters and then the rioters and looters. I suppose this could be like a Venn diagram where there's some overlap, but I generally think that arsonists and looters and rioters they're in it for themselves. But I don't think that's fair to kind of paint the whole BLM movement that way. But there was violence those weren't Trump supporters. But we also know there has been violence, or at least violent language at a minimum by some Trump supporters. And, hopefully, I think the question is like, is the president, if you look at his language and you look at what he's encouraging his followers to do, is he de-escalating? Is Donald Trump the kind of person that will de-escalate or escalate? And my sense is that he's an escalator, but that's just my opinion. Okay. Now, we said we were going to look. Kristen Southern, you need an assistant. Yeah, I know. Well, for some reason, I think right now everybody's super interested in the election results. So my streams are getting a little bit more action. I used to be happy if I had like 50 people on the stream. So let's, as we discuss, take a look at the tweets from the president and see. I mean, maybe we can just see, like, is he encouraging people to be reserve judgment and let the process play out? Let's see. Donald Trump. I'm going to share my screen. Share screen. All right, here's Trump. Here's what he's saying. What is he saying to his 88 million followers? This man, the president of the United States. He says, oh, we have claimed Pennsylvania. The state of Georgia and North Carolina. We hereby claim the state of Michigan. What? There was a large number of secretly dumped ballots. Huh? How do you claim it? You don't just. I don't think that's how it works. I don't think you're just allowed to claim the state. You're a candidate. The way it works is the states need to hold an election. The Secretary of State of each state needs to certify the results. And then the electors go and present the results to Congress. So I know the Trump supporters are big fans of the Constitution. So part of me, I'm not going to do it. Part of me wants to reply, oh, what the hell? Just for giggles. I don't think that's how the Constitution works. Twitter. Tweets are not federal law. Please let the process complete in an orderly fashion. Law and order. Reply. Sure, he'll read that. Okay, so what else is Donald saying? Let's go back to this is literally the president of the United States. It's not like a fake account. This is really him. Blue check mark and everything. He's really saying that he has claimed Pennsylvania, Georgia, North Carolina, and Michigan. Now, if you did that just for giggles, let's see what would happen. So he's claiming Michigan. By the way, Michigan right now, according to the Michigan Secretary of State, has 2,684,000 for Biden, 2,600,000 for Trump. So according to the state of Michigan, it has gone for Biden. But let's just say we follow the Twitter constitution and you give that to Trump. And then he has also claimed Georgia. Okay. Well, in this simulation, we already gave him Georgia. So you keep Georgia. He's also claiming the state of North Carolina. Now, North Carolina is still counting ballots. There's about 250,000 that have not yet been counted. But let's give him North Carolina because he does the Twitter claim. So make that red for the Twitter claim. Another Twitter claim for Georgia. What else is he claiming? He's got, and Pennsylvania. He's claiming Pennsylvania. Now, as a reminder, Pennsylvania has 750,000 votes not yet counted, according to the state of Pennsylvania. But according to the state of Twitter, Trump is claiming that, and now he gets a 289. Wow. Even if Nevada goes blue, based on the Trump Twitter claims, he wins. So, well, I guess that's one way to do an election. Cardin, I don't know if that's how they did it in Argentina, that the president would just on Twitter claim things. But at any rate, let's see what else is Trump saying just for giggles. I mean, if this is the president, we should see what he's saying. We are winning Pennsylvania big. But the PA Secretary of State just announced that there are millions of ballots left to be counted. Wow, it looks like Michigan has just found the ballots necessary to keep a wonderful young man, John James, out of Senate. What a terrible thing this is happening. So I think probably the most newsworthy stuff for old Donald is the claiming. He's saying they are finding Biden votes all over the place in Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan. Well, it's true. They are voting all over the place. There should be Biden ballots all across the country. But at any rate, this is a real tweet. I just, that's him, man. And he just said this at 1:56, so about an hour ago. That's him. He's officially seized control of the Electoral College. Now, let's be fair. I know we have a mixed audience here, and I appreciate the Trump supporters here putting up with a Biden supporter running through stuff. Let's look at the Biden Twitter account. So it's fair. We shouldn't just beat up on Donald Trump. Let's see if there's any crazy talk from Joe Biden or Sleepy Joe or whatever you want to call him. So here is Joe Biden's Twitter account. Blue check mark. This is the real one. He only has 12.7 million followers, not nearly as many as Donald. What is he saying? Keep the faith, guys. We're going to win this. I am confident we will emerge victorious, but this will not be my victory or our victory alone. It will be victory for the American people, for our democracy, for America. To make progress, we have to stop treating our opponents as enemies. We are not enemies. Okay. What else is he saying? Once this election is finalized and behind us, it will be time for us to do what we've always done as Americans, to put the harsh rhetoric of the campaign behind us. And he's saying, every vote must be counted. No one is going to take away our democracy from us. Not now, not ever. Yeah, different vibe. Definitely a different vibe with Biden. You know, not quite as exciting, to be honest, as Trump. I mean, Trump, he really gets you to raise your eyebrows and be like, whoa, what did he say? He claims? You know, it's like, I claim Greenland for America. So with that said, I'm going to let you guys go, because in about an hour, I'm going to have my MAGA brother on the show. And he's very angry at this whole system. And he's very mad at Biden, and he's very worried about our suburbs and law and order. And so, you know, obviously he and I don't agree on things. He is a Republican in Miami-Dade County in Florida that voted for Trump. And I am a registered Democrat in the state of California, in the San Francisco Bay Area, who voted for Biden. Although I will say my real first choice was a gentleman by the name of Andrew Yang, who I'm really hoping will make it into the Biden administration as a secretary of something serious. He can get some stuff done, and then Biden will decide not to run for re-election because he feels like his job was to help us transition away from Trump and step aside for the next generation. And then that's when boom, Andrew Yang shows up to the party. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye, nerds, and I'll see you, if you want, with MAGA Brother at 4 p.m. Pacific, and then 5 p.m. Pacific, we've got Paget Kagi, we've got Matt from Zach and Matt Show, we've got Russell from Grassroots Yang Gang, we have Trumper for Yang. So it should be a great show, and we will look forward to seeing everybody soon in the Nerd Zone. It's becoming like a 24/7 news channel. I'm so glad I took some vacation days for this stream and for this week. See you guys later. Peace out, brothers.